So the Defender Season 1 has finally arrived, and it brought all of our, favorite Marvel Netflix hero and Iron Fist together to fight the Hands. Now before we get to the review, I just want to let you guys know about my ratings for the 4 shows that come, that came before the Defender. Daredevil Season 1, 10 out of 10. It was beautiful. Jessica Jones Season 1, 10 out of 10. Daredevil Season 2, it was another 10 out of 10. I love it. I love Punisher in that show. And Elektra. Luke Cage Season 1, 9 out of 10. And Iron Fist, well, that's 5. That's 5 shows. Iron Fist Season 1 is an 8 out of 10. I don't hate it. I like it for what it is. It's the worst out of all 4, but I like it. I can't help it. First, I want to talk about the intro. This has got to be my second favorite intro of all the Netflix Marvel shows. I like the Daredevil one a tad bit more. This intro is a thing of beauty. Just look at it. Look at all the colors. Look at the cities. Look all so beautiful. So beautiful. I can't get enough of it. This time, instead of a usual, 13 episodes, it's only 8. And I thought that was a great decision because there's not a lot of downtime to the show. The plot, even though it's very simple, like these bad guys, the Hands trying to find this thing, and our heroes have to unite to, stop them from fighting that thing because they're gonna do some bad stuff with that specific things that they're looking for. So this is just a really simple superhero plot, but it's always in motion, it's always moving, because there are only 8 episodes. Finn Jones' performance as Danny Rand, aka the Iron Fist, has improved immensely due to the presence of, other heroes coming into the shows. Especially Luke Cage. I mean, they have great chemistry together, and, honestly, I'm down for a, Heroes for Hire miniseries. Maybe just another 8 episodes miniseries. From Heroes for Hire. I'm totally down with that, if that's what they have in mind. Because if you watch the show, if you watch Defender, they're kind of setting up for that because they spend a lot of time together and they work great together. Speaking of Luke Cage, Mike Colter, he is awesome. The character of Luke Cage provides viewers with such a warm, relatable, down-to-earth presence, much needed for his superhero shows. He couldn't care less about the fame, about the, or the mythical war with the Hands, the war for New York. He couldn't care less about any of that. All he wants is to use his power to do good, and he see this evil organization, doing bad things to his neighborhood, and he just want to be there and help out because he has all this power, and he just want to do good. He just want to be there to help people. Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter, is so entertaining to watch. I love her in her solo shows. I love her even more in the shows. She stole almost every single scene that she's in. And Jessica Jones, she is this like in a group of friends that just one or maybe multiple person who's had this I don't give a shit about the world kind of vibe, and that's kind of attitudes. And they don't really say nice thing to you as friends. Like, they don't compliment your hair, they don't compliment your, how beautiful you look, or beautiful car, beautiful house. She doesn't say nice thing to you, but when things get real, you just know that she got your back. She's that kind of friend, a real friend. But my personal favorite has to be Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. I'm just a sucker for, character with complexity and, all this, he likes to keep things to himself, and he's so damaged on the inside, but he trying to be positive, and he trying to do good, but on the inside he's such this damaged and such a broken person, and I love that. I love Matt Murdock. He is portrayed beautifully by Charlie Cox. After the event of Daredevil Season 2, we find Daredevil, Matt Murdock, in a really interesting place at the beginning of Defender, that he's no longer Daredevil. He's a lawyer. He's trying to be a normal person and trying to be, live his life as a lawyer. but you can really tell that he doesn't want to do that. That's not who he really is, and he really missed being the devil of Hell Kitchen. You know, there even a scene in Daredevil season 1 where he's like interrogating this guy on the rooftop, and he's like, you know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I enjoy it. So not being Daredevil is really, you know, not the best place for him, and he missed being, you know, the vigilante, and because the Daredevil character is very much the Batman of Marvel, where the mask, the costume, and you know the vigilantism is who this character is. The human part, that's the disguise. That's what makes this character so interesting. Sigourney Weaver make her Marvel debut as the villain of the show, named Alexandra. She is like the head of, you know, the hand. There's 5 of them. There's 5 sort of, you know, this people who like make the organization. But Sigourney Weaver is like the boss. So if it's like a real hand, she's the thumb. You know, she's the thumb, because you can cut up all these finger, not all, but like if you cut up one, cut that one, that one, that one, these 4, you can cut them off and you'll be fine. I mean, it's gonna hurt, but in the end of the day, you'll be fine. If you cut up the thumb, you'll never tie your shoes again. I'm telling you, never. And I thought she did a great job playing this character. I mean, she's not your typical villains, you know, like, oh, I have this evil plan. I mean, she does have an evil plan. But she's not like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, kill everyone in the city, I'm gonna cut your head off, and nothing like that. But she's a very interesting villain because the first time you saw this character in the show, she was just as a really bad place, and she seemed very human. She seems like a really sad auntie, if that makes sense. Everybody have a cool uncle, and then the auntie got left out. She's like that auntie. Yeah, like she does like the very human things that we do every day, almost every day. You know, like she goes to the doctor, she feeds the bird in the park. You know, she listens to classical music. She just seemed like a very normal human being until, you know, she has to become the head of the hand. Oh, and Elektra Nachos also make a comeback, and I love her. I love this character. A lot of people have a problem with her, you know, being this too crazy and, you know, too, you know, unstable. But I love that about this character. I feel like the rootlessness and the, you know, the brutality of this character is what makes her kind of attractive to me. I don't know if it's weird, but I find Elektra more attractive when she's like killing people, and there's just something about this actress, her, the way she talks and the way she, I don't know, I find Elektra in this show really attractive, and yeah, I love Elektra. She is such a badass, but she also had this like tragic side to her that's add a lot of depth to her character. And the love story between her and Matt Murdock brought me to tears a couple times, to be honest. The show started out pretty slow, you know, like with all the characters, all the 4 of them, you know, in the separate world and just doing their own things. And, you know, we do a lot of jumping from world to world, not in the sense of like Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2, where they literally jumping from world to world, but because these 4 characters in their own solo show have such a established tones, and, you know, the cinematography, the way the show looks, it's just so different from each other. So we just jumping from, let's say, Iron Fist, there's like hunting for the hand, and the dude just like, I am Danny Rand, I am the immortal Iron Fist. There's still a lot of that, but as I'm saying, like, you know, the business side of the character, and then you jump to Jessica Jones. It's like the bluish kind of look to the cities, and, you know, she's doing all this investigating and, you know, all that. And then you jump to Luke Cage. In the Luke Cage world, it's sort of like sunny all the time. There's this yellow sort of color to it. and there's always good hip hop music in the background. And you jump to Matt Murdock, who's doing his court thing, the courtroom, his apartment, and his like internal conflict. So you jump around a lot in like the first maybe 1 or 2 episodes. But because I love these characters so much, I didn't mind that at all. So yeah, to some people it might have been a problem, but me personally, I didn't have any problem with that. And I thought it was a really smart move to like spend time with this character first before you jump into the action, because you know, you could have good action, you could have, you know, beautiful you know, fighting choreograph and all that, but you need to care about this character, and I thought it was a really wise choice to, you know, take their time to spend more time with the character first. And from that you build to the conflict, and when the shit hit the fan, you care so much more. The action started up kind of sloppy, kind of like the Iron Fist action, you know, it's really, there's a close up and there's a lot of cut, there's, you know, this pointless sort of slow-mo shot, and I don't know why they did that. But like in the first 1 or 2 episodes, I'm like, this action, this look kind of like Iron Fist, so I'm kind of worried about that. But as the show goes on, and especially once, you know, Daredevil starts kicking ass, the action is so much fun, and it's so much better, and it's not quite, you know, Daredevil season 1 or 2 action, but it's still pretty damn good. All the side characters came back, and even though they don't have a lot of screen time, I feel like they served their purpose well, with, you know, the highlights being, for me personally, the highlights of the side character is Claire Temple and Colleen Wing. The ending of the show got me fucked up emotionally, and I like it very much. But I do have a different version of it, and I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. So now, spoiler warning: if you haven't seen Defender, if you haven't seen the season finale of the Defender, you can either mute or just stay away from this video entirely. Because I'm gonna talk about the ending. So in the end, after the whole, you know, after the building corrupt and all that, I like where Luke Cage and Jessica Jones end up. Like, they're talking in this bar, and then Luke Cage is like, you have a friend in Harlem, you can always reach out to me if you need me, and then he, you know, moved back to Harlem. Jessica Jones goes back to her not apartment, but like office or like whatever, and she's start working as the investigator again. And you know, I like Malcolm. Malcolm is such a good guy. He's just there, you know, fixing the wall. I just hope Jessica Jones give him a hug. I don't know why, but I just feel like at that moment I just want to see the two of them hug it out. But they didn't. But it's fine. But here's the part where I would change, even though I like it. So the rooftop, when you see like this person, you thought it was Daredevil, and you're like, oh, he survived. But then the fist glow, and you're like, oh, that's Iron Fist, and he's wearing this, you know, the Iron Fist jumpsuit from the comics, even though he didn't put the mask on. I thought that was cool. And then you see Daredevil, Matt Murdock, obviously in not dead, but like really badly injured. He's, you know, like in this like hospital, and the nun is like, get Maggie, and you're like, Maggie, that's his mom from the comics? Or so it opened like a door to, you know, Daredevil season 3 being born again, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be excited about that, but my version of the ending would be this. Listen, and hear me out. You cut to a person on that rooftop, and you see him in the Daredevil suit, maybe even better, the black suit from season 1, and then you think, is that Matt Murdock? Because he had the mask on, so you can't tell who's under the mask. And then that person hold up the fist, and the fist starts to glow. And then the end. You don't show Matt Murdock being rescued. You just kind of have to view his thing. He's dead, even though, I mean, who are we kidding, right? Obviously, he's not dead. They're gonna start filming season 3 of Daredevil in like a month or so. But I would just end it right there. Danny Rand in the black Daredevil suit with a glowing fist. That's how I would end it. Because in the comic, obviously, there was a time where, like Daredevil had to like go away for a while or something like that. I can't remember, but like he asked Danny Rand to be Daredevil for a while. So I thought that was gonna be interesting. But you know, I'm trying not to complain because I'm happy with what I got. In the end, I had a great time watching The Defenders. It gave me more reason to love this character and to care about this character. I like where they end up, in the end of the finale, and I can't wait to see more. 8 hours well spent, and I'm gonna give Marvel The Defenders a 9 out of 10. Hey guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. And if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to me if you want to see more of these content. I look forward to making more reviews of movie and TV show and do more reaction. And do follow me on Instagram because recently I've been really active on Instagram. And as I mentioned in previous video, I did a vlog of my vacation trip, and it was a really fun trip. So if you guys are just interested in seeing those videos, it's really fun. Do consider following me on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. Right now I'm just gonna go grab some coffee, and with that being said, I'll see you soon.